guys, welcome back and thanks for taking the time to join me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a wee spent Wulff pattern. Now basically it's a fly that I think was tied by a gentleman called Frank Kelly. We're just going to tie it a wee bit different, just using different materials. Now the hook in the vise is a Amazon B170 in size 10. Tie these down to a size 12. The thread that I'm going to use to tie the fly is uni thread 80 in black. So we're just going to come in and get our thread started. Behind the end of the hook, thrown on about 5 or 6 mil of thread. Then I'm going to work my thread back up just within an eye length of the, or sorry, a head length of the eye. Now the wing is just going to be a grey squirrel tail. Now I'm not going to stack this or anything like that, I'm just going to take it off the way it is. Sometimes with these wee flies I think the rougher the better, you know. And I'm just going to offer this up, and I want this to be around about the length of the hook over the eye. I'm going to catch that in. Now we're not going to split this. I'm just going to leave that over the eye. Then I'm going to come in and take the excess away in a bit of a tapered cut. I should have said I waxed about the first foot of the thread there before I started tying. Then I'm going to wee lick of wax onto the thread and just run my thread down the shank of the hook until I'm past the point. Now the tail, back to the grey squirrel tail. Same again, just want a small pinch of the grey squirrel, not digging too much. Trim that away. And then I want this around about the length of the hook anyway. I'm going to catch that in with a pinch and loop. A couple of tight turns coming down the shank of the hook to catch in the tail. We'll lift the excess. Take that away in a bit of a tapered cut. And come back in again with the wax with a wee lick onto the thread and just work this up over the cut ends of the squirrel. I don't like to use super glue. I usually use super glue to just tack in the squirrel, but not on a dry, in my view. Now I'm just going to bring my thread back down, just tight up against the tail. Just any excess of the wax, just come in and take that away. I just need to get the red floss out here. It's alright, bear with me. Now the body's in 3 parts. So the first part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the fox squirrel for the rear. Then in the middle we're going to put in some Chinese floss, Chinese red, and then we'll finish off with some of the fox squirrel then at the top. Now just get some of the fox squirrel out. Now I do like the fox squirrel dubbing. You can use hare's ear, or what I think Frank used, and his pattern was muskrat fur. Now, I'm just going to dub that on, build up the body at the back. Anything that wants to go forward, just sweep it back, bring your thread in front. Then I'm going to put on a midsection of the body of the Chinese red floss. Offer this up, pull this into length, right there, then work the thread up, nice and tight. Then we're just going to come up with the floss. Now, I'm just going to go back down again and back up. Just want to build that trigger point up. There, follow that around with my thread. A couple of turns, come in, trim away the floss. We'll go back to our fox squirrel. finish off the front body. And like I say, you don't have to use the fox squirrel. You can use the muskrat or hare's ear, whatever you have, guys. Just the fly will still work. Whatever you have, it'll still work. Now, there's two hackles at the front. I'm going to use a red game saddle hackle, and you can use a silver bodger as well, and mats. It's just the half mats cape that you see me tend to be spent with. Now I'm going to tie in the red game hackle first. So I'm just going to strip away the rubbish from the bottom. I'm going to catch that in nice and tight. Then I'm going to catch in the grizzly. Decent hackle here. One there. If we got a couple of mates to tie, it's best sometimes to buy the full, you know, dry fly, whiting and mats hackles. You get, I've had that for years, guys, and I've had, geez, many flies out of it. But and you can just cut, if you have a mate, then you can just cut the cape in half and split it. Now I'm just going to catch in the grizzly hackle. Now, what I like to do here is I'm just going to come in and lift the squirrel up, just for belt and braces. I like to catch the hackle stems in front. Just going to bring the thread back, then work the thread down to the eye at this point, and keep your wing at the front. This is just to give the impression of the span. Then I'm going to wind up my grizzle hackle. 4 or 5 turns. I catch this in behind the wing. A couple of turns. I'm going to trim that off yet. Then I'm going to wind up the red game. Just winding the turns of the red game through the grizzle. Same again, 4 or 5 turns. I'm going to catch that in behind the wing. Now at this point, forget everything else. Just come in, lift everything up. Just got some of that wee fluff on my hand with the wax. Just lift everything up. Bring your thread to the eye. Still, forget everything. Just come in with your finishing tool, pull everything back, and then come in and throw in a whip finish. Pull your thread nice and tight. Come in, trim away your tan thread. Wee fibre there. Then we'll come in, trim away our hackles with the red game one. Then the mats, grizzle. And there you go. That's the wee fly there. So that's just a slight variation on the Spent Wulff by Frank Kelly. So if you fish the mayfly, guys, tie a few of those up. They're good wee patterns to have too. You know, same again, like, you know, bit of gink and get them floating high. Fish fussy, just come in, give it a haircut, give it a wee buzz cut underneath, let it sit lower in the water. But what I would do is, and it's, you know, just what I would do, don't want to be preaching to people, is that I leave it like that. Just leave it like this, and then once you get to the water if they're fussy, then trim it away, because, you know, it's always easier to take away than it is the auto one after the fly's tied. So like, there you go. Anyway, tie a few of those up. Hopefully they can catch you a few fish. As always, many thanks for taking the time to view the video. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. If you like the wee videos that I'm putting together, please consider subscribing to my channel. It just helps the wee channel grow with more subscribers. And until next time, guys, please stay safe and tail ends.